Legends of the crypto world, welcome back to the channel. My name is Clênio Campolina and this is Navigating Crypto, the crypto channel where we learn everything crypto, guys. DeFi's, NFTs, the market, the tech behind, and a lot more. And today we'll have a look to that Bitcoin chart together and we'll discuss if it could be perhaps the bottom of this market cycle or if we still have some weeks or days moving downwards in price. But before we start, let's remind everyone that nothing in this channel is financial advice. All the content we create here is only for educational and entertainment purposes. So let's have a look together, guys. As you can see here, we have 8 weeks of downward price, and this is a record for Bitcoin. This has never happened before. The record before was 6 weeks, and if we close this week now below the $31,300 here, we will have the 8th red week. Okay, but I also want to show you guys this moving average. This is the 200-week moving average, and as you guys can see, it has been the bottom in the past, where the price found support and actually was the market cycle bottom. So this is the bear market of 2014 and 2015, and as you guys can see, the prices actually just touched that and it was hanging around on top of that moving average. And again here in 2018, as you guys can see, we had a big drop over here and we were just hanging around on those prices. Even in the COVID drop here, you can see that we actually went below but quickly reverted the price up to this moving average. So what I'm expecting on this cycle would be perhaps seeing the same thing. So the price is moving here, which now is hanging around $22,000. So if you see those guys saying that the price will probably go to 7,000 or 14,000 or whatever they're saying, I would expect some resistance here, guys. Another thing I want to highlight here is the RSI. So the RSI, as we spoke before, is an indicator that shows the relative strength, and whenever it is above this dashed line over here, it tends to indicate that's overbought. And so you would expect that when the prices are hanging on this region, then you would see a revert movement on the prices. And also when it goes to the lower region here, it will be oversold, so you would expect the prices to return. As you guys can see, this indicator is forming this triangle. So it has been bouncing inside this triangle since the big run that we had on this previous 2020 bull run. So it went up and then down and it was just bouncing, and we are actually sitting on top of the lower range again here after all this big drop that we had, this 8 weeks that we're just talking about. And we could potentially see a bounce here to touch again the upper part of the triangle and perhaps returning to the bottom to actually find the bottom of this market cycle. So this would be one reason why I would expect a bounce. The second one is the fact that we are already 8 weeks moving down, and it doesn't matter like how strong the market will move. Remember that it always goes on waves. Okay, so if we dropping, it still would go up for a few days or perhaps a few weeks and then come down again and continue its path to whatever target it will reach, okay, as a bottom. So those two things. And the third one I want to highlight is this dollar currency index here, if you guys are not familiar with that. So it has like an inverted correlation with Bitcoin. So whenever Bitcoin is rallying, this index is dropping, and the opposite, whenever this index is going up, Bitcoin doesn't perform well. Usually you're in a bear market. That happened before here in 2016. So this drop here was actually a bull run from Bitcoin, and this was a bear market and again a bull run. So this is the bull run that started in 2020. This is the bull run that started in 2017. So this previous week, we're seeing a big drop on that one. In fact, the candle is engulfing 2 prior candles here. So this is a substantial drop. Okay, it doesn't mean that it will from now on just drop straight away. It could hang around, it could just move sideways as it was doing before, as you can see here. So it had a big drop and it was just hanging around, and it was like actually an accumulation phase for Bitcoin before we having the big bull run that everybody was expecting. One last thing is, as you guys can see, all those 8 weeks that we're seeing the price dropping, that as you can see, they belong to this region here, and the whole drop since the top from 69, this was the very top here. You can see that we're inside this blue channel, and we just touched the bottom part of this channel. And when we did that, the previous part, we actually had a bounce. We moved sideways for some time until we reached the top part of the channel. So this could happen again, okay? And this will take us to, let's say, if we do something similar, perhaps $37,000. So the bounce could be this big, could even perhaps move down before doing a bounce like that. But let's remember, we have 8 weeks of red already. You would expect at least a small bounce at some point. Okay, that's something we can expect. So as you guys can see here, in this bear market that we had in the past, we were actually in a similar region for the RSI. Look how low the RSI is now and how low it was over here. So it was already touching the bottom over here, but we still had some way to go down. It was still far away from the 200 weeks, so I'm expecting something like that. But as you guys can see, after a big drop that he had here, he had like a somewhat of a bounce here before continuing down. All right, so just keep an eye on that. If you see a bounce, remember that we can go even perhaps back to $40,000 before continuing down. That's how Bitcoin is, how this asset class is. You have all this volatility and everything. I hope you guys liked the video. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe, like the video, leave some comments, have a look on our Twitter page, and I see you guys next time. Cheers.